Hello Techies, welcome back to our channel UiPath by Sujitha. In this video, we are going to see in detail about the visibility check property which is available in the target block in check app state activity. We have multiple videos on the target methods and the same way like check app state, right? If you have not gone through those videos, please watch those videos before you see this one. So this particular video is on request by one of our subscribers for this topic, target dot visibility check. Okay, let us see before going to target visibility check. I would like to just quickly recap about check app state activity. Okay, check app state activity, as the name conveys, it checks the state of an application, whether it is a desktop one or a web application, based on an element. So if it will be checking the element on the application. So if the element appears, it will the executor will execute a set of activities. If the element is not appear, the not found, then another set of activities, maybe some recovery kind of actions being taken care. Okay, for that purpose we will be using check app state activity. Now inside this check app state activity, in this process, like while we are checking the state of an application and deciding which set of activities to be performed, it has multiple properties in it. Now let us quickly open our UiPath Studio and see what all properties are there. To understand more in detail about this check app state activity, you can go through the check app state activity related videos in our channel. So if not, I can give you the URL of this particular video. Now on a high level, before going to this visibility check property, I would just quickly recap this. So just quickly open your UiPath Studio and navigate this along with me, so that it will be easy to understand for you, and also it will help you whenever it is needed when you do your process automation. Okay, fine. So what I did, I have created a separate sequence. I just renamed the sequence and also added an annotation. So as I advise you always, it is a best practice to rename the activities whenever you are automating a process. Also, whenever it is needed, please do add the annotations as per the process. Okay, fine. Also, please remember this: when you are using a modern experience design, then only you will get this check app state activity. If you have not been into the modern design experience, it will not show you this particular activity. Let me show you the check app state. So this one, okay, this is into modern design experience. Let me just remove this, then I'll show you how it will be. So I just shifted it back to classic design experience. So when you try to find the check app state in under activities, when you are into classic, you may not get it. Check app. Fine. You are not able to find that particular activity. So always remember, before you go to this particular activity, you are supposed to shift to modern design experience. Okay, and you know how to shift from one experience to other experience, and how to get the activities from one design to other design, right? So if you have not gone through those videos, please go through the design experiences from our channel. Okay, so now I'm into this modern design experience, and I could find the activity called check app state activity. Since the scope of this activity is to concentrate on the visibility check in the target block in the properties of this, let us quickly finish this off. So what I'm going to do, I just opened a Google browser where I'm searching for today's weather in Bangalore. So I would like to make sure whether this particular application is ready or not, whether it is in the what to say, expected state or not. For that I'm relying on this particular element Google. So what I'm doing now, I'm indicating this on the screen. Okay, let me move this part. Okay, so I have indicated this Google. Let me just, okay, it needs an anchor, so I'll take this, yeah, this as an anchor. Fine, and confirm. Now this is fine. Now the set of activities, when this appears, when the element appears, needs to be here, and the other set of activities, maybe some recovery actions should be in this one. So just for time being, I'm just adding some log messages here for our understanding. 2 log messages in these 2 sets. Say for example, let me give an info, and what I'm going to do, target element found. Same way here, info target element not found. Okay, fine, save it and forget about this. If you want to get all these data and all, you just go through our previous videos. Okay, now save it and go to properties panel of this particular activity. Go to properties panel. Here let me, yeah, there is something called target here, right? Just open that. You could see something called visibility check. Okay, we have covered all these things in our previous videos, so let us concentrate on this visibility check part as per our subscribers request. Okay, so on mouse over, what it is telling, visibility check. When enabled, the activity also checks whether the UI element is visible or not. Okay, and there are multiple options provided by UiPath by default. While checking this particular element, here we have none, interactive, and fully visible. So 3 options are there. None you can guess, right? None is nothing but you don't want to go for this property, right? So now what is the difference between interactive for fuzzy selector and fully visible? When you say interactive for fuzzy selector, you are supposed to understand the fuzzy selector concept here, right? We have strict selector and fuzzy selector and input target and target also. So when you, let me show this again. When you are indicating an element on screen, maybe instead of this, I'll be editing this. Let me show you this way. Yeah, when I'm going to indicate, if you could see here, there are multiple selector options, right? Fuzzy selector, strict selector, or image. Based on these, it will decide. I mean, if you have selector, strict selector, fuzzy selector, and image, based on the accuracy rate and all, executor will decide, and it will use the combinations of the target and anchor in order to identify the element during execution. Okay, so now if it is interactive in case of fuzzy selector, so when you opt for fuzzy selector in this target element identification, then coming back to our here, and if you have selected this interactive, then only it is applicable, whereas fully visible will be applicable for all selectors. Now let us understand in deep what is the difference between interactive and fully visible. Now you have you understood the visibility check, right? Visibility check property is used to check whether the element, the UI element, is visible or not. Okay, fine. Now let us go back to our this one. Let us see. It is available. especially in modern design experiences. Okay, that you should keep in mind. Next, visibility check, especially we need, if we enable this, it will validate whether the element is visible. We can say like UI element, because all we are talking about UI now. UI element is visible or not. Fine. Now what it has, it has some three options. Three options are there. One is none, the other one is interactive, and the third one is, what is the third one? No, this is fuzzy selector. Interactive only for fuzzy selector. And the one is fully visible. Now let us see what is this interactive and fuzzy selectors are. These two options, because when to use which one, we should be confident enough when we are using this, right? So interactive, you can guess with this naming itself, interactive. So it is like interactive. Interactive means what? Checks if the element is potentially visible, ignoring the page scroll and obstructions by other applications. So this, if you enable this interactive, even though the page is up, it could be able to find the element which is hidden. Okay, hidden in the sense on the page, not the background hidden elements which are not visible. It's not like that. Instead of scrolling down, it could be able to get the element. It could be able to view the element, find the element, right? Ignoring, it will ignores the page scroll or other obstructions by other apps. Okay, or maybe sometimes it might be the website might be in minimized mode. Even in that case also, it could be able to view, it could be able to identify the element. So that way it will be helpful. Interactive fuzzy select only if it is in fuzzy selector. That means I already told you, when you are selecting the target methods, if you have given the fuzzy selector, only in that case it is applicable. So if you could see here, we have targeting methods, right? Just above this, we have multiple target methods here. Fuzzy, strict selector. I already explained you from where this been coming. So when you indicate the element, it is showing those fuzzy selectors, strict selectors and all, right? Based on the accuracy rate and whatever target methods you have selected, it will be considering. Executor will automatically build the logic because it is already predefined by the UiPath Studio. Okay, so now I have to select fuzzy selector, right, in order to use this interactive for fuzzy selector. So I just selected this fuzzy selector, and now let me show you a best example in order to understand this. And before that, let us cover this also. Fully visible in the sense, only on the screen whatever you are able to view, only in that case it could be able to identify the element. You can understand the difference between these two, right? Even though it is not visible on the screen for this particular potentially on the window, ignoring the page scrolls and other obstructions by applications, it will be able to identify the element, UI element, if you have selected this option, okay, for visibility check. And fully visible, it will be only if complete the UI element is visible. Okay, so when we are going to use this interactive, to make sure that we are checking the UI element if it is visible or not, to make sure that we are going to identify the element which is not hidden. Okay, only in such cases we are going to make sure that the what to say UI element is not hidden. Okay, let me cancel this. Okay, fine. And coming to this fully visible, this is very straightforward. It will be checking only if the element is visible or not. Visible in the sense, if when you ask me, Sujitha, can you see this different? Yes, I am able to. Otherwise, I will say no. I will not scroll up. I will not minimize or maximize this application to identify it. It's not like that. Direct. Okay. Very straightforward. Now, let us make a note of this. Please make a note of what you are taking away from this video so that it will be easy for you when you are practicing or when you are really applying this particular concept in your automations. Then it will be easy for you to revisit. Okay, fine. Now I'll explain you more in detail with the best example. Okay, what I'm going to do is, in our today's weather, I'm just scrolling. Earlier we have selected this Google, right? So instead of that, just scrolling down, and I'm going to select this one. Okay, let us do that first. Let us just edit this target. What I'm doing, I'm just removing this anchor and the target. Instead, I'm going to select this as the target and this as my anchor. Confirm. Okay. Now, what I selected, target method is fuzzy selector and visibility check is interactive. Okay. So just save this. Go back to your website. Scroll up. Fine. This is here. If you see here, the target is not visible, right? On the screen, right? Let us run this. Let me run this now. Let us see whether it is able to identify the element or not. How can we know that? We have added some log messages, right? Go back to your output. You could see target element found. Understood the concept? Yes. Why? Because what it says, it will ignore the page scroll and it will ignore the obstructions by other applications. Also, it will ignore the minimized. Okay, even though the window is minimized, it will ignore, and it would be potential enough to identify the element in all such cases. Fine? Yes. Now you got the difference. I'll show you one simple change now with the same with the same target. I'm just selecting fully visible. As I said, fully visible is a straightforward one, right? Because if you see here, I'm not able to find that element. My target element is under here at last. Now I'm just scrolling up, testing this for fully visible. I have changed this to fully visible. Okay, just save this and run the file. Let us see whether it is able to identify the element or not. Let us go back to our output. If you see the target element not found, because we have added two log messages, right? One if the target does not appear and one if the target appears. That means it is not able to scroll down and it is not able to find this target element which is at the bottom of this website, right? You understood the difference, right? So if it is visible within the scope only, it is able to get. And if you would really like to make sure that you are not going with the hidden elements, and if you would like to make the executor to potentially check based on ignoring the page scrolls and all, then you are supposed to go for the interactive one. Otherwise, if you feel that this is enough fully visible part, is this part only you are going to check for the UI element, you can go for fully visible part. So the ultimate target of this particular property is to check whether the element is visible or not. So using these three options, none is for something like no use. I don't want to use this visibility check, right? So without checking for the visibility, you are going to use this check abstract activity. So this visibility check, a quick recap, visibility check property helps in or enhances the way of identifying the element using check abstract. Okay, in check abstract activity, we have something called visibility check property, where according to the target method, while identifying the target, it will depend based on the option which we selected. It will enhance the searching, visibility check criteria. That is nothing but if you select none, it will not use this piece of property. If it is interactive, it will ignore the page scroll. Yeah, here it has given, see, it will ignore the page scroll, ensures that the element is present and not hidden by other elements from the target application, ignoring page scroll, obstructions by other apps, or the fact that the application is minimized. This applies to the fuzzy selector targeting method alone. Okay, and whereas the fully selector, it is very straightforward. It will select it, it will ensure that the element is visible only on the particular screen, only on the particular block of screen. Okay, fine. I hope you got a clear understanding on this with this particular example, right? With when we try with the what to say, scroll down and all, right? One more sample I can say show you, like on top of this file, on top of this I'm going to open one more browser. Okay, now let us go back to our here visibility check and select interactive. Okay, now let us run this, because there is one more application here, and I'm going for this, I'm going to check for the target element. See, target element found. Okay, I hope you understood this. And if I use this fully selector, obviously it will fail, because it is very straightforward. Come on, come on. Yes, yeah. Go to output, not found, right? I hope you got a clear understanding on this usage of visibility check, so that based on this we can check for the visibility of the UI element before you what to say, identifying whether it is availability or not. Okay, visibility we are checking, right? I hope you got a clear information on this, and if you like this video, please do subscribe our channel and give a like, and give your comments and suggestions as well. Will be great feedback to this channel growth. Okay, so meet you through our next videos. Until then, keep watching our videos. Happy learning and happy automating. Thank you so much. Bye bye.